Hello. We're live streaming on Twitch. It's exciting. It's the Stardock stream this week. I'm Adam. That's Paul.
Hello.
We are streaming Galactic Civilizations 3, which is just recently entered beta 4, which added the combat viewer, which is, we have some more tweaks to that that we are showing off today off of an internal build. We have, Paul is cheating an insane number of ships here. And did you cheat your logistics up again?
I did.
So these are like way bigger fleets than are terribly realistic.
No, actually, late game you can do this.
You can. Okay.
This is all within the late game, like literally 300 turns in battle scale. And and honestly, depending as performance gets better and new things come in, we might actually futz the logistics down a little so that people can go a little crazy. I also have some Starbases here. And Starbases to defend and things to kill. It's going to be great. But I'm going to save this in case it crashes. Because as Adam mentioned, this is an internal build, so therefore buggier than a beta.
A proper build?
Battle
It's a proper build,
madness. And I'm cheating some stuff up, so these fleets are going to be huge, and therefore likelihood of weirdness is
we haven't
more
tested
common.
again, tested to make sure that the the system is robust enough to handle this insane stuff. But it should be amusing anyway, which is the point.
Yes.
Is there a default carrier build, asks Derek.
There is not in the current build. I apologize for that.
Yeah,
That
we
is
just
my
kind of
bad.
forgot to get the blueprint in there. Sorry.
Oh, right back at you, Terrence. I don't care about you. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, so the battle viewer starts now.
The battle viewer starts by default, and it ticks up to. I wanted to see something because I had changed. You'll notice that they are no longer lined up in a row, and my does that make the battles look better. So.
Oh wow! Yeah, that really helps.
Yeah. Cinematic is now pretty cool. Now, one of the things I really wanted to show off, though, this is what I actually made them make me a build just for this. Is I keep talking about how the roles are going to matter. And in the current build, everybody just dogpiles the center and there's a giant death explosion match, which is awesome to watch, but not terribly tactical. So now I'm starting to experiment with the rules. And what's going to happen eventually is the rules will be dynamic based on what's on the ship. But right now I'm hard coding it so I can see what looks awesome. So what is happening now is all of these little ships are now acting as interceptors. And their job is to take out the assault ships. And the assault ships in this example are all these small ships. And once the assault ships are gone, they will go after the escorts, which are these medium ships. Where's my huge ship? Oh, man.
That's only a large?
That's a dreadnought. I thought I had a large in here. These are mediums. I think the Terran's going to win this one. Yeah. The Terran's gonna win. So essentially you end up with this kind of staggered thing. So now as you build ships and as you add things to them, you'll know, okay, this guy's going to go after the capital ships, after the large ships, the most threatening ships. And so this is just a good example. A little example. And honestly, you saw me start this. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. But I'm going to assume it's going to be awesome. So let's see what happens. So, and I also changed the ranges. So now missiles are actually slightly longer range than beams. Ooh, damn. Things are dying quickly than I had expected. I might need a more even match.
Oh, explosions are way different.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and we fixed all kinds of... So watch this guy. Yeah, the ships are flying apart. The explosions are a lot sexier. That battle was really anticlimactic. I mean, it was awesome. Okay, so let's do cinematic now because cinematic is a lot more interesting now too. So, and we're working on that. These cameras aren't finished, but
that is way better though.
Yeah, see, and 90% of this is literally just making the ships stagger up and down. it was like, a 5-second change. Oh my God, the models look so much better.
So is this going to be in how much of this is in the opt-in
The
patch?
staggering is in the order of which things are fighting is not in the opt-in this opt-in, but
Okay.
it'll be in next week's.
It'll be in the public patch.
Yeah. So that's a very short battle. Okay.
If you guys didn't see, we had an opt-in patch go live today, so you can access that through the betas tab of your properties on Galactic Civilizations 3 in your Steam, and then that's going to drop as a public patch next week. So you'll get a lot of these improvements that you're seeing here, if not all. Will be.
And honestly, I mean, and I said this last week, and everybody probably thought I was just hand waving, but the battle viewer is just going to do nothing but get better and better and better as we move on. I mean, this is literally like a week's worth of work of finally getting to balance things. There's actually still some desyncing in the way that the simulation plays and the battle plays, and we're finalizing that. And once that's rock solid, I can really do some amazing things. So I'm super excited about that. Okay, I'm going to be lazy because I want to make sure that these forces are even. I'm going to actually fight Terrans versus or faux Terrans versus Terrans here.
Because we cheated up a bunch of ships. And
now these ones also have fighters. Actually, I never hit turns, so they probably don't have fighters.
So I got a couple questions that I wanted to get to you while there's some explosions happening. Peregrine asks, why is your assembly project being removed? On the surface, this seems like a major quality of life downgrade.
It's not removed. It's been replaced by the assembly. It's now an instant thing. The problem with the assembly project, it's now it looks like an improvement.
Oh, okay.
So we need to address that. But essentially, now you go and you say, I want to build 5 yor, and you just throw it in the queue. Boom, boom, boom. The problem before was you had to keep going back to your planet because you'd unlock a tech and all of your auto upgrades would go in, and your assembly project would get dumped to the back.
Sure.
And
so you're stuck with like no
so you would
population
have
on
2
this planet.
people there, and you would have to. It would cause a lot of micromanagement, and it was a nightmare for the AI. So,
Gotcha.
oh man, this guy's about to die
There you
horribly. Okay, so hey, this is nice. I can just replay and talk. Enjoy the show, folks.
Scott would be so happy if he had this for Sorcerer King.
Let's find a different camera. Let's do cinematic and let it go. Okay. So now essentially assembly is still there, but you can queue them up. So you say, I want to build a factory and then 4 yor, and then another factory, then 4 yor, then a research center, and then 4 yor. And you can do that bang, 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 bang. And it's actually a much better system.
Okay.
It was a little bit of a change. So I know people, don't like that.
Sure.
So, oh, wow.
We have more questions, so unless you had more, which I'm just going to steamroll you anyway. Zingo7 asks, question about polish. Will there be an option to auto-upgrade something via money instantly, or will I have to manually speed up all money buyouts? Oh, I think he's asking if you get to mega factories, can you have a button to upgrade all your factories right now through leasing or whatever?
No. Oh.
Is what I'm guessing is that question was.
Is he essentially just he wants to get a mega factory and buy it when he, without having to go through the other one.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
We currently don't support that, and that was on purpose because the problem was, and I know that for players who have a lot of money, and in some cases, you guys, this is a beta, and you have a lot of money, and that's a problem. That's a bug. So hopefully you won't have that much money later. Oh, wow. Ooh. Nice.
There's a lot of dudes just kind of flying around.
That's because I think that there's a ghost.
Yeah.
All those missiles are lost. But look, a lot of people survived that one. Sorry.
Excellent.
Okay, so the Terrans won that one. Bastards. So, anyways, what was I saying? So
we're talking about upgrading.
I'm not currently planning on making it so you can buy straight up. And in the long run, it's actually better for you because what happens is you end up with, you can buy the factory or whatever. I guess if you're having the option to just buy the top level one would be nice. So that might be something we consider, but it's not currently planned. The problem was before it would cost so much to build the top level one that it would take forever because you don't have any manufacturing. Whereas if you build a low-level one, it actually gives you something toward the next one, towards the next one, to the next one. So it's actually a more secure system to do it that way.
Sure. In the battle viewer, is there a possibility to target specific ships to attack? No, the battle viewer is hands off. That's why it's called a battle viewer.
Yes, and not a
that's
battle. Yeah,
right, and that's for a bunch of reasons.
but what we did do is we made it, and this will be. And this is, I know that it's just kind of a thing right now. This tooltip will be a little smarter, but this thing is super great when you're analyzing your
like
battle.
if your designs are doing what you
like,
want them to.
How am I winning? It's like, this guy keeps targeting this other ship. I guess I got to make sure that they know not to attack things that will kill them. So, it's going to be a lot of.
Okay.
There's a weird delay in the missiles right now that I do not approve of, but that's good.
So no, I mean the reasons that we don't have all full tactical battles, because that's a request we get a lot, is just that Galciv is a really big game, and our maps are really big, and by mid game on a medium or larger map, it's just going to be like if you had tactical battles, it would just take 16 years to play the freaking game.
Yeah, and also that's essentially tactical battles are honestly a whole nother game. They're a whole nother type of game that we have to get good. And then it's like, well, I really like the turn-based version of Galciv, but I don't care for the tactical battle part. Or I really love the tactical battle part, but I wish I didn't have to spend all that time colonizing stuff. So really, our goal is more to make sure that the game is true to Galciv. And we want you to have involvement in your fleets. But like I said, late game, you don't want to be micromanaging those guys. And so we early on made the decision to not go anywhere near like full integrated tactical battles. We toyed with having like cards where you could say, I want this battle to use this strategy.
Right.
And blah, blah, blah. And the problem with that is the player still has to stop and do it. Whereas you're making ships. Unlike in a lot of games, you are the one designing the ships. And we're going to have a buttload of templates, and I know people get mad because they're all on the list. But we have all these templates and stuff, and they will give you different roles, and ships will have different behaviors. So as we move forward with what I'm working on now, these things are going to become much more interactive in that it's like we like to make you think of it like a deck of cards. You stack your fleet with the right deck of cards that will counter other people's strategies. And then also it also leaves room for kind of classic Galciv 2 players who just want to murder everything, and it's like, I will win if I bring enough guys. What is typo? Spelled turn wrong. Get back here. Okay. So what was I saying? We want people to go, if I make a big enough stack, I'm gonna win.
Right.
But we also want people who know, he's using this and he's using that, and I can counter this. That's what the whole rock, paper, scissors dynamic's about. That's what the fleets are about. That's what invasion is going to be about.
Sure.
So we really very much want to make sure that feels good.
Sure.
Ooh, we should fight for this shipyard.
Will exploded ship parts collide with live ships?
No. That adding hit detection into that type of stuff would add so much complication to the simulation. It would be awesome. I'm not denying it wouldn't be awesome. But no, we won't be doing that. Let's blow up this shipyard.
Game's looking great. Still on it. Thank you. It's still on an ETA for
Whoa.
April release. Yes, we are still on schedule.
Okay,
so
what'd
you do?
Now we got fighters because I had those carriers, but because I cheated them up, I needed this is going to be nasty. So we have a ton of fighters versus a ton of fighters and a frigates, a Titan, or not a Titan. What is this? This is a fortress. And then here's the shipyard, which actually will contribute to the battle.
All right.
And I was kind of hoping the planet would be in this star box, but I guess that's not working yet. All right. So let's go. This will actually be a slaughter. Well, I don't know about a slaughter, but it will be nasty. Oh, Doomrays. Oh, yes. Fighters get super advanced weapons when they spawn because I unlock. So all the Terran fighters have Doomrays right now. Oh, this is going to be worthy of a cinematic.
There you go.
We got to get those missiles so they stop wandering off.
Yeah.
I think the Terran's going to take this one. Yeah.
I think you might be right.
It's what it is. It's because if I unlock the Drengen, it'd be a much more fair
right,
fight.
because then their fighters would also get
not to
Doomrays or
mention
whatever.
I should do that. Not to mention all the attack bonuses and stuff you get from the Terran.
Sure. So we actually had a question that I failed to answer, but still on ETA for April release. Yes, we certainly are. We are on schedule.
Did
which
we
is great.
say April? Is that a known thing? I thought that was secret.
Was it? I don't know. Whatever.
Okay, yes, we are.
I think we've been
Breaking
saying
news.
spring. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not that worried. Like
Spring,
we're
spring,
yeah.
When does spring end?
When we-
One of the things you'll see,
when
like,
Calcifer
I mean,
releases.
Jesse got the blowing up ships in, which looks really cool. But it's going to look cooler. Right now, you'll notice as they blow up, they don't. All the pieces kind of go out.
Right, they kind of pop.
proportionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to make that. Goodbye.
And if you add like some spin to it,
They're going to spin a little bit,
yeah.
and they'll fade out at different frequencies. And this is a bug with all these damage effects. Welcome to a beta. Anyways, that was pretty cool.
Will ships be able to keep enemy ships that have short ranges outside of short range? I think he's asking about like skirmishing and. You know.
Yeah, to some degree, yes, and that you can make a ship that will have that behavior.
Okay.
You are not going to be, and
Right.
it will not cheese it for you and always dodge. But it's like you're not. Your role is not to engage these guys. Your role is to go take out the support ship.
Sure.
And that is a whole, And if he gets killed on his way there, he gets killed on his way there. I mean, we like to think, Galciv you're the emperor of the galaxy. You're not the guy. You're not the
Captain.
You're not the
pilot.
You're not the captain.
Yeah.
You're the one giving the orders. If your troops are idiots,
You need to
that's
give them
not
better.
our fault. So, anyways, look at that. That was awesome. I gotta watch that again.
Was cloaking scrapped?
Cloaking is scrapped for now, mostly because it feels really cheesy. And okay. It's kind of mean to the AI because I can hide them the AI can do it. For human players, we kind of would then have to do some sort of like they do in Halo where there's like a
shimmer.
shimmer or something. But once you've done that on a turn-based game, you're always going to see it. So, but I still want to bring it back, but it is probably not going to make it into the base game. Sorry. We did end up with some cool stealth like targeting technologies that will make everything miss and fun stuff like that.
Nice. Speaking of projects and improvements, can we get an option or a checkbox to add improvements to the top of the queue rather than the bottom? It's an interesting idea.
Yeah. I'll think about it. Let's see. Yeah.
All
Is
right.
this camera recording my face? Is everybody seeing me?
Oh, yeah.
Look at the mic thoughtfully. To remind myself.
I've been making totally dumb faces as I read
not
the chat.
to pick
so
my nose.
Don't worry about it.
I need to unlock the engine. Hopefully this will not cause a crash.
Is anything being done with asteroids besides mining Durantium?
Yes. And that will be in beta 5.
Okay.
We have so many big things coming in beta 5 that it's going to be huge. But one of the things we're doing is we're making it so that you'll be able to mine them just like you do, like you do every other thing. Like if I build a Starbase here, mining Starbase, it will mine all these, but it will send them all to the nearest planet, like it did in Galciv 2, right? You can then reassign them if you want.
Okay.
But essentially, it's going to just send some raw production to the nearest planet. This is what it did in Galciv 2. What I didn't want to have to do was have the little bases that people were blowing up all the time, and so it's going to be tied to your Starbase the way all the other mining is. But you'll still be able to get that awesome boost in production. So, and also, originally I wanted to keep asteroids just Durantium, but I think that we want to keep the resources special enough to where they're really only for weapons and stuff. And if every asteroid returned Durantium, I'd have to make everything cost Durantium.
Right.
That would be cheesy.
Had a good question here. I know I like questions that I know the answer, and it's one that makes us look good. I've been having resolution problems when I have max resolution on my Retina MacBook, running it at 19 by 12. Everything's too tiny in the UI. Is there going to be UI scaling? Yes, of course there's going to be UI scaling.
He's running 19 by 12?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's probably not quite big enough for...
I mean, if it's like a
not big enough for the
13-inch
large UI, which
Yeah.
does work now.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it works, but it's really for 4Ks or ultras.
So-
there is going to be what actually is going to happen is the existing UI is going to be relabeled small, and that will be for normal people. 1920 by, starting at HD, which will be 1920 by 1080, it'll use normal, which is 120 times bigger than what we have now.
120%.
120%. Yeah. 120. Then there'll be a medium, which is going to be like 150, and that's for like UHDs for these like really wide. And then there's 4K, which is going to be double what we have now, which is what is working already.
And are you going to be able to go in and override whatever the default is if you just want
essentially
bigger?
it'll essentially, when you load the game as a beginner, it'll pick which one it thinks is best for you. If you you have good eyes and you want as much space, this is actually how I play. You want as much space as possible to see the glorious blowing things up. You will want to use the small thing on a bigger. I will admit I can't use the small thing on a 4K. It's just unreadably small. So, but I might run normal on a 4K or medium on a 4K. So, and God knows when the 8Ks start coming out. We need a bigger size.
We're going to need quite an upgrade in that's going to be like DisplayPort 4 because DisplayPort 1.2 can barely even push 4K pixels right now. Will combat always progress until one fleet is completely destroyed, or will the AI have retreating as a possible strategy? No, there is no retreating. There is only
no
death.
Retreating in any current version of GalCiv, but maybe someday. It might be a cool trait to, like, say, if you're losing one of your ship's escapes. That would be a cool race trait or something.
Yeah, sure.
But it's also like until, it could be cheesy.
Right.
There is one thing I want to do is make the Snathi are going to have a super ability that allows them to. I better start.
It's been a couple streams since you talked about the Snathi.
Has it?
I think it has.
I've killed all the Drengen ships. I went through all that. I guess I have some Terran Drengen ships.
You can always load your save.
Oh, I guess I could. I wanted to go fight Starbase.
Oh, yeah. You went to all that trouble of spawning those Starbases.
Yeah, where are they? Okay, there's that's a military one. I don't want to use that one yet. Let's do one that we can have a chance against.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, this one down here was the weak one.
A
lot of people ask about Starbases and how to defend against, and it's like, they're too fragile. And in this case, this guy's going to die desperately. Whoa. What is happening?
Did it fast forward way too far or something?
No, it went to the first shot, right?
Oh, and because it's a Starbase and it's all the way in the back, they had a ways to go. Okay.
So, I don't know what's going on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's because they must have had some fighters that died.
And now that...
Oh, that was a very short battle. Okay, never mind. That one was lame. What was I saying?
Well, I was going to ask you a question, actually.
Yes.
Or rather, point out that one of our people in chat here, Shas L, says that carriers are hilariously overpowered right now.
Yeah.
And that he loves it, but he has accepted the inevitable nerf.
Yeah.
So that's a good attitude to have.
Yeah.
In beta.
Well, honestly, they're mostly overpowered because of logistics. I think we need to make them cost more in logistics.
Sure.
And I can do that. I can just make a logistics pod. I make a pod at logistics cost. But the problem with that is I don't want to nerf them too much. I want to be awesome. What we might have to do is make it so that they either respawn fighters slower, the fighters don't max out as high as your tech support allows.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem. You end up with 3 Doomray wheeling snipers. Right. It's carnage fest. So anyways, we're working on that. And but enjoy it while it lasts.
Are there plans for empire-wide planetary resources? For example, a tile with 10% global food production or growth or whatever for the entire empire?
As a matter of fact, there is.
Really?
In fact, we actually have trade resources, which are actually implemented in my local build and actually have been working for quite some time. But the problem with them was there was some issues of I didn't have graphics for them. I didn't have descriptions for them.
Oh, sure.
They're primarily used a lot as trade resources. So like I can go, I've got 4 snuggler colonies on one of my on my sorted planets. They're giving me a plus 25 global to approval. I can say, hey Adam, you want one of these snuggler colonies? I'll give it to you for 5 gold a turn.
Sure.
And then you can or for some Durantium. So they're really meant to be tradable. They're also really can be overpowering. That's one of the reasons they're not in yet, because I haven't quite Why can't I? Sorry.
Oh, here we go. I like this one. Will it be possible to have upgrades for the colony capital in order to make them more interesting instead of simply a random spawning building with no interactions except for the
That
one
is
little
actually a really
bonus?
good idea.
It is a really good idea.
I would say I hadn't thought about it, and we didn't even have that in Galciv 2,
It's a good idea.
but I
though.
love the idea. So don't be surprised.
So well done there.
Actually, it would be neat because you could say I want it. I mean, it's not. It's more or less the same. Okay, so this guy's dead.
Did you just send like a single small?
I said a bomber, I guess. I just wanted to. Okay. So, all right. Now let's have this fleet versus this guy. He's a little more. He's probably going to die.
How will fleet formations work? This is actually from the forum. I want to blow through some forum questions because we always say we're going to actually take questions from the forum, and then I don't get to them on the Galciv stream because we have too many questions in the chat, and I appreciate everybody
How
showing
do
up.
I select the. I wonder if I can't select the Starbase.
So fleet formations those are just dependent on your.
Fleet formations are automatic. We
Right.
don't. They will, however, be affected by the rolls. So,
Sure.
But you're not going to be. No, I want you here and you here and you here. But it will be like interceptors will start in front, and
Sure.
these guys will move around, and these guys will try and go. So yeah, those are just going to be behaviors more than anything else. Hey, look at that! Pausing does not pause the Starbase rotation.
Oh, weird.
Oh, that's awesome.
It would be nice if extreme planets had different icons than normal planets when zoomed out.
That is planned.
Yep.
That is just a missing feature.
Yep.
We need a better, and yes, by the way, we need a better camera button.
Yeah, we
know
do.
that. We will fix it. I wanted to see if I could get a cool shot of the battle. There you go. Dun, dun, dun. Actually, this might be cool to watch from here. Get a little Robotech-y.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh.
There's some quality Doom rays there.
Yeah, he's dead. That doesn't seem to be blowing up. I think there's something wrong.
Yeah, I think your Starbases are a little buggy.
Yeah,
there,
he's
Paul.
got 0 hit points. Okay, never mind. Maybe I shouldn't be showing this. Okay, let's do one more crazy thing, though. I'm going to get, ironically, a bunch of Drengen ships into this military starbase. Actually, here, let's put these ones here. So this military starbase has a bunch of, it's not displaying, damn it. Has a bunch of boosts to area effect things.
Oh, okay. So like the ships that are within its
so
range.
I'm
going to
actually merge all of these Terran ships. Oh god, I'm going to cause a crash. All right.
You totally are. Let's see. How about upgrading? If a blueprint or a user design upgrades in tech, how about the idea of upgrading all your in-queue ships?
You know, I've thought about that, and we might do that as an option.
It seems like a toggle or an option.
I
or a
really
button
worry
you should hit.
that what the end result could be your ships could suddenly get more expensive and
Right.
then take longer to build, and people could get mad at that.
Right.
So, but yes, that is definitely on my radar. No promises as to how I'm going to deal with it yet, but it is something I would like to do.
Let's see.
Oh crap! Those are all Terrans. Where's all my Drengen ships? I'm gonna have to make a new fleet.
Is there going to be a VFX pass on like weapon impacts and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. I mean, this, like I said, the effects on everything right now are still being polished and or
So
completely
better,
placeholder.
mass driver impacts and missile
Well, yeah.
explosions and
Those
stuff
types
like
of
that.
things are. They're never going to be. I mean, because we have so much going on, we can't do too much. Like at one point, we were talking about having the ship like actually distort, and things like that. But we will keep polishing. I mean, Jesse's job until release is pretty much make look cool. So, anyways, now these guys here are now in the area effect of this starbase. So I'm gonna attack them, and this Drengen fleet is much bigger. So maybe this won't work, but I'm gonna assume that the Terrans are gonna win, because even though they're actually flying Drengen ships, because they have that starbase boosting.
You're pretty confident in your whole Starbase situation. here,
Well,
Paul.
when you've got like 5 plus 20s to, well, maybe not.
I don't know.
Eh,
I mean, there are like a ton of Drengen ships.
Wait, the starbase isn't here. Oh wait, no, we're not actually at the starbase.
Huh?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, all right, that didn't quite work out.
Are there going to be input options for the ship creator? For example, not having to use the middle mouse button to rotate. I can't even use it because of this.
Oh.
Says Lady Athena.
We have input mapping, and we could probably do that. It does tend to slip by us because we're so used to doing it the way.
But being able to assign like keys to orbit
Yes.
and stuff like that would probably probably help.
I'm actually a little surprised that doesn't work already. Now that you mention it. All right, so.
Oh, here. Will there be a warning dialogue based on UP laws?
Yes, there will.
There you go. Let's see.
Okay, this is going to be epic. All right, so now we have our Starbase versus a bunch of guys. Ironically, the Drengens are defending the Terran Starbase that is rotating when it shouldn't be. Okay.
What are interstellar rifts and when will we see them?
Interstellar rifts are rifts that open up and essentially spread across the galaxy. There's an element from the campaign, and I may actually cut them.
Oh, really?
But I like them. And they work, but we don't have a cool graphic for them yet.
Oh.
So they might end up showing up in an expansion, but I still am hoping to get them in.
All right.
They are, and the other thing they do is, so that's the thing is, is it enough of a gameplay effect? Essentially, you're flying along, there's a big rift in the way, you have to go around it. It spreads and grows, so it shakes the map up. And the other thing is they drop anomalies. So it kind of adds this, like, that's why we aren't currently respawning anomalies, because the rifts are supposed to be respawning anomalies. So we have to play with that.
Okay.
Did they blow? They win?
Yes.
Yes.
No, never mind. There's a Starbase.
Oh, here we
There
go.
you go.
Starbase versus.
I mean, the Drengen got tore up pretty good.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I wonder if my
I think your
effectors
Starbases are
aren't
buggy,
working.
man. Like, because like these Drengen look like they're not even targeting.
Well, no, that's the simulation's fault. That's a bug in the simulation.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't be showing this. Anyways, let's speed it up to see how quickly.
All right.
Come on. Here. Oh, look. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong. Ooh, hey, it's a missile. Ooh, it's another missile. All right, maybe I shouldn't be showing this.
Will this support multi-monitors with each monitor being able to have independent screens? No.
That would be awesome, I admit. But
It would be totally
that is
awesome.
a bunch of work.
Yeah.
Not to say that we don't love doing work. You know what was happening? I think what was happening is the Starbase had a bunch of jamming stuff, and apparently it was enough to make it so it couldn't be hit.
Oh.
So that would be a bug.
Yeah, that's a problem.
That's a bug. So
Can you have the same ships serve different roles in different fleets? No, I
No.
believe it's because the role is based entirely on what the
what
ship
makes
it
up the
has.
ship? Yeah.
Right.
But there's going to be some crazy things like there'll be different types of drive systems that you can put on sublight drives that will make your ship faster, but if it blows up, it'll take out all the ships around it. And there'll be things that like shield support systems that if they blow up, they'll take out all the shields of everybody in the fleet, including you.
Ah.
So there'll be a lot of little things like that can really shake stuff up.
All right.
But like I said, those are things where I have a list like a mile long, and
Sure.
I'm testing them, and that's why they're not in this build, because we've got a lot of that to play with before we're willing to let it. And honestly, in this more traditional Gal Civi kind of just straight slugfest is already fun. So I mean, even if we can't get the other things to be super awesome, there's already so much that we can do just in the basic. Wow, I love those. Look at that.
That is
Look at
pretty
that.
cool. That is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, baby.
After the
I
stream,
think
do you
the Doom Ray special effect might just be too big in general. Look
It's
at that.
pretty large.
I mean, it's supposed to be awesome. It's a Doom Ray, but come on, kids.
Let's see. This may be
wow.
mentioned somewhere else, but are we going to see Galactic Wonders?
Galactic Wonders. There are already Galactic Wonders, but they're called super achievements, and no one's telling you that they're being built, and that is why you don't want it. But yeah,
I see.
there are certain things, and that's the problem. There's a bunch of improvements that are, there's only one of these in the game.
Right.
But in Gossip 2, we're like, hey, Bob built this thing, and
Right.
you don't even really realize it. So that's a communication problem that we have to fix.
All right. After the stream, do you collect all answers and input in this user chat and make a review or summary for reference? No.
That sounds like a lot of work.
That's if you want to do that, I fully support
Show
it.
notes.
I will totally retweet that. But no, I mean that's my opinion is that if you want to get your questions and your answers, you should come watch a stream. Are you gonna crash the game?
No. I love this. I am so happy to finally be getting good results.
The Z-X is really you're totally right. Like that is the biggest.
Yeah. One of the things that is, well, you'll notice here that all the beams are solid. This is something Jazzy's is working on right now is where they'll they'll go forward and then fade out. So you don't get this solid line. We still want this kind of Babylon 5 death ray, but we don't want it to be just like you drew a line on the screen, then the line is gone, which is ironically probably more correct because they're going the speed of light.
Right.
But it doesn't look as good, and they overwhelm the battle.
Well, it's because, I mean, they're just so
and
bright and huge. And
we don't want to
obvious.
have to nerf them just to nerf their sexiness just to make them not distracting.
Right.
But we also, so I mean, we can essentially do a lot of things, but we'll keep polishing that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if most of the special effects get another pass before we get anywhere near the end. Oh, hey, let's do a planet. Oh, that's probably a bad idea because it'll end up behind the clouds. Let's do it anyways.
Don't break your game any more than you already have. Let's see. Will we be able to draw lines or make notes so that we can remember important data on large maps or games not played in a long time? It's talking about like Civilization 4 had basically like an MS Paint layer that you could toggle on the map. It was awesome. I actually used it all the freaking time.
That does sound awesome, but no. Maybe eventually. Honestly, I didn't even know Civ had that, and I've played a lot. Civ 4.
Civ 4.
Yeah,
yes.
no, I haven't played that much Civ 4 because, I was playing Gal Civ at the time.
You have transparency issues with your planet there,
It's
Paul.
actually, ironically, not transparency issues with the planet.
Is it the starfield being drawn on top of it?
And the clouds are in front of it. And also that moon is gigantic.
Wow,
okay, so we are working on the star boxes. We've already got a lot of really cool ideas, and we've done some tests. So the star box is probably not in any of the patches that we make, but by beta 5 should look a billion times better. And it'll be. I mean, we really want people to essentially spend a buttload of time in here, taking screenshots, recording videos, getting there, watching their, it all matters, especially for people who design their own ships. When you get in there, oh, look at my ship.
Totally.
Yeah. And this kind of, matrix vision of being able to zoom in and then go, oh, I wanted to see how, this guy dies.
There was a...
Oops, and the free cam is getting reworked because it is very awkward.
If you follow us on Twitter, you would have seen earlier this week, Paul actually found, I think he found it on the Steam Hub or something, but some really awesome like Transformer ships that somebody had made that like seriously looked like mechs that transformed from like mech to fighter. They were really cool.
I think the Terrans are going to lose here.
Why is that world holographic?
Somebody's delayed. I explained it, really. Oh, maybe.
Can we see ground clashes, or was that done earlier? That's going to be planetary invasions, and those.
Yeah, and you will not see. We are not going to have a ground mode, no more than we have a tactical space mode.
Right. It's going to be similar to the battle.
It's going to be
right?
very similar to the battle viewer. You will have certain strategies you choose to use, and those will be countered by the planet, and whoever wins will take the planet.
Nathan was actually telling me he was pretty excited about it the other day and was telling me about
we had a lot of
ideas work, which is like it sounded pretty cool. I mean, it's
we
not
had
ready
a lot of ideas.
It's not ready to share yet, but
on how to do it, and we kept kicking them around, and we kind of decided that anything elaborate was just going to be, once again comes back to the battle system. It's going to become busy work for the player. So we wanted to keep it simple. We wanted to keep it very similar to the battle viewer. Matter of fact, I believe he's making it using the same window as the battle viewer. After we worked out kind of the cool different types of invasions and everything, now we're finally implementing the graphical side. That'll be in beta 5, and I'm really excited about it. And the nice thing, once again, you'll see the planet you're invading instead of some pre-rendered bink. You'll see your ships attacking. It's going to be kind of awesome, I hope. It all works in data right now.
Yay. Awesome. All right. Well, that is, I think, going to be our stream for the week. We showed off some Battle Viewer. We showed off, well, mostly Battle Viewer, but that's okay. That's kind of the new hotness, so I don't mind it.
Well, yeah, and also, it's not next time. Next time we'll have more actually substantive gameplay changes.
Right.
Like we're adding all the super abilities in.
Oh, sweet.
Well, they're not super abilities. The abilities.
Well,
We're
whatever.
adding the abilities in.
We should make them super.
They are super, but since everybody has 2, I didn't want to call them super.
You could have a super ability and a super
And
duper
an
ability.
auxiliary ability.
You could have a super ability and a crappy ability.
And one of the things, the reasons why we did that, reason why I broke them into 2 was because we know that, most players eventually start playing custom factions, and that's all. They just want the most awesome custom faction,
Right.
and they're going to be in there going, "Well, I don't want diplomacy. I want brutality." And then you pick brutality and tick it up 2, and then at the bottom you say, you can have 2 abilities, pick 2.
Right.
And then you have to go through and it's like, oh, I really love this one because it's great for trade. And I really love this one because it gives me a starting colony ship. And, we have some really neat ones I'm really excited about. So those will be in beta 5. They won't be in any of the betas, though, because we have to test them. And
Right.
test smashed.
So, all right. Well, that's going to be the stream for this week. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We will be back next week. If you
Hopefully
didn't,
that was fun to watch. It's fun to watch as it was for me
everybody's-
to blow stuff up.
everybody's been very happy since we started showing the Battle Viewer. Funnily enough, but
gotta do
that's a
something
nice
about
shot.
that,
That's a
too.
nice shot there. Actually,
Yeah,
that's
I mean, like I said, it's a staggering of the fleet.
Yeah, it
It's
really
just
makes all the difference.
Night and day difference. Now you got your Star Wars. Now just imagine when, let's say that this has got a brighter background and these guys are backlit a little more. Because actually, here, watch this. That's nice. And then that's awesome because
that
you see
is
the
way
lights,
better.
right?
Yeah.
But because it's black, you can't see them. There's a brighter skybox behind them. You can see them, and it's awesome. Those are the types of things that we're working on now.
Nice.
And also, I noticed, and I know people have probably noticed this, there's a lot of weird motion in the fleet paths right now. We're working on that, too, to make everything a little smoother.
Sure.
And engine paths, and this is going to look awesome. It's already starting to look awesome. I'm proud to show it finally, but it's going to get better.
Sweet. All right. I'm trying to end the stream here, Paul.
All right. I'm sorry. I like watching things blow up.
That's all right. No, thank you all for coming. If you didn't see it, we Stardock announced this week, or revealed this week, Off-World Trading Company by Mohawk Games, which is Soren Johnson, who designed Civilization 4. Mohawk Games is his new independent game company. We are publishing his first game called Off-World Trading Company. And you can actually see they've already started streaming it. They actually streamed their multiplayer match over lunch. It was some pretty good stuff. And so you can check that out at offworldtrading.com or offworldgame.com. Actually, either one works. And we're really excited about it. It's really cool. It's this economic RTS set on Mars. It's really neat. Anyway, that's enough cross promotion for today. Thank you all. This will
Look
be
at
on
that.
YouTube
That's awesome.
shortly.
Holy
And
moly.
we'll be back next week. I got to get this holographic planet off the